Good morning, students. Welcome back to English Literature for Class 7. We are starting a new chapter today. The name of the chapter is Meadow Surprises. It is part of Unit 3 and this is a poem. So we are starting with part 1. I will explain to you when we go forward what is a meadow. So this part is reading and understanding. In the last part, in the last video, that was now we completed which chapter? Yes, a letter from a mother. So anyway, that is not applicable for this particular chapter. That's why I have written like this. In this video, we are going to discuss learning objectives for this chapter and read and understand the poem. So learning objectives for this chapter. This poem is written by Louis Brandt Phillips, an American poet. Not much of details are required about this poet. He is just a children's author and a poet. So let us discuss the learning objectives for this chapter, that is knowledge, skills and values. Now before that I will explain to you what is a meadow. It is also written in the next page in the meaning. A meadow means basically a green field. It can be an agricultural field, it can be a grassland, it can be any normal place, any place where there are a lot of greeneries. But specifically a meadow means it is a place where a type of grass is grown which is called velvet grass. We will see all these things when we go forward. So we are going to now discuss about what the poet is telling about a meadow. In the meadow, what are all available, how we can enjoy by observing various things in a meadow. So because of this, what all we will read, due to that, what all we are going to learn from this chapter, that we will see. Gain some knowledge on nature's gift in meadows and how to find them. So meadows has got a lot of nature's gifts and how to find them, that's what we are going to gain as a knowledge. We will improve our learning skills by dividing the poem into parts. This we have been doing almost all the chapters. So we will continue to improve our learning. So every chapter we should be able to improve our learning to some extent. Learn some values on how to take care of our environment. So this is basically about meadows where there will be a lot of greeneries, animals, insects, flowers, plants, all will be there. So how we should be able to take care of such an environment, that we will be that is a value which we will be learning from this poem. Now let me go to the next page. After we have completed this poem, we will check whether we have learned these objectives, and now we will start reading the poem. So meadow surprises. Walk across a green field. As I told you, meadow means a green field, whether it is a park or even under a clump of trees, a bunch of trees. Recall what we discussed in A Soldier's Son, where that boy, Makbul Bhatt, was coming from under a clump of trees. And you will notice many wonderful things. What are some of the surprises a meadow has for someone with a keen eye and a sharp ear? So let us see the meanings first. So meadow means a grassland in which cattle, sheep, etc. may feed. So generally it is a green field. It can be a park, it can be a grassland, it can be anything where you will see a lot of greeneries. And someone with a keen eye and a sharp ear means what? Someone who can find difficult things. So what it says, this meadow is going to say that normally you see a green field, you see a park, you may not understand many things. But if you are able to keenly understand, that is, you keenly observe what is there, sharpen your ears and understand what sounds are coming, you will be able to discover many things. That is what the poet is going to tell in this poem. So now let's move to the main poem. We will start from the next page. So this is the first paragraph. The poet says, meadows have surprises. You can find them if you look. Walk softly through the velvet grass and listen by the brook. So what he says, the meadows have a lot of surprises. So if you look, you have to look for various surprises, then automatically it will be visible to you. So what you can do, velvet grass, we will see the meaning of velvet grass and brook. If you walk softly through the velvet grass and listen by the brook. What is a velvet grass? Let's see. Brook. First, well, brook. Brook means a small stream. So normally in some places, in some parks or some places, you can see a small stream also. That is a water, small water, river sort of water will be flowing. So you can listen. You can sit there and listen. There will be lot of sounds coming. And a velvet grass means a type of grass which grows tall. It's a tall grass and has soft and smooth stem. Its stem will be smooth and soft. So when you walk through the grass, when you sit by the small stream, you'll be able to find many things. So what are all those things? Let us see in the next page. So you may see a butterfly rest upon a buttercup and unfold its drinking straws to sip the nectar up. So let us see the meanings first before I explain to you. Buttercup. Buttercup is a wild plant with yellow flowers. You can see the picture now. This is called a buttercup, where it's normally grown in places where we don't need to water or we don't need to make it as the part of agricultural land. It grows on its own and it has got bright yellow flowers. Drinking straws. Drinking straws are long tube-like part of the mouth of an insect. So every insect will have some sort of, it's basically it is its tongue. So it will be like a tube. They will put their tongue tube inside these flowers and then they will suck what? Just see the next word, that is nectar. Nectar is a sweet liquid in flowers, or sometimes we call it as honey also. So from where honey bees also take honey, even butterflies, all various insects, they also feed from this. They drink the nectar. Nectar is basically a sweet liquid or honey. So now what he says, the poet, so you may see when you walk through the grassland, you may see a butterfly resting on a buttercup, this type of plant, and unfold. Unfold, let's see the meaning. Unfold means open. So open its drinking straws, open its tongues, put its drinking straws inside and sip the nectar up. So it sucks the nectar. So this is one thing which you will be able to notice when you walk through a grassland, and note, you have to look. You should have keen eyes and sharp ears. Otherwise, normally we will just cross and we will forget. Let's see what is the next thing. You may scare a rabbit who is sitting very still, though at first you may not see him. When he hops, you will. We'll see the meanings. Scare. Scare means cause great fear or nervousness, make it afraid of. Sitting very still. Sitting very still means sitting without any movement. Hops. Hops means jumps. So what we will do initially, probably when we are walking through a grassland with thinking something else, we will not notice any animal or anything sitting there. So there may be a rabbit sitting without movement. It may be watching something, it may be looking for some food for it, and suddenly when we walk, then we will not see, but it will see us. The rabbit will see us and starts jumping and going away. So this is again, when you have keen eyes and sharp ears, you can notice a rabbit without even scaring it. A dandelion whose fuzzy head was golden days ago has turned to airy parachutes that flutter when you blow. So dandelion is again another small wild plant with bright yellow flowers. Here wild means it is not a forest. Wild plant is generally those plants which doesn't need too much of care. We need not protect it, we need not put water. You might be seeing in many places, even around the water body in our school, near our school, there also you can see lot of plants like that. Opposite to our school road also you can see lot of plants. Those don't require any watering. This type of plants are called wild plants. So this is called a dandelion, this type of plant with bright yellow flowers. Fuzzy like a fine soft mass of hair, that is, it looks like it looks like only hair on its head. And flutter here, move in the air. So in this place, flutter is called moving in the air. Okay. Now what the poet says, a dandelion, and then you may see, if you have keen eyes and sharp ears, you can watch a dandelion with a fuzzy head. It will be only, it will look like hair only, or it was like a golden. Few days back, it looked like just a golden bulb. Few days before, but suddenly it has turned into something like an airy parachute. You know parachutes, no? So like a parachute, it will be there, and if you just put air on it, it will start fluttering, it will start blowing. Similarly, like, no, you remember the same thing we studied in the soldier's son. Exactly the same blow was used, parachute was used, all this flutter was used, all these words were used in that chapter also. So these are all connected. If you know, understand one chapter thoroughly, you can easily understand other chapters also. So this is another one. First we saw butterfly, then we saw rabbit, then we saw dandelion. Another, this is a plant. So these are the things which we may see. These are only few things. Let's see what else the poet says. We'll go to the next page. Explore the meadow houses, the burrows in the ground, a nest beneath tall grasses, the ants' amazing mound. Sorry. So, what is the meaning of explore? Explore, here it is to look carefully at burrows, a hole in the ground made by an animal, especially a rabbit, in which it lives or hides. Mound, a raised mass of earth. There is one more word, beneath. Beneath means below. So here the poet says, you can explore meadow houses. If you walk through and then sit and see, there may be a hole in the ground. You may be thinking it's just a hole, but it may be the place where a rabbit may stay. That is its house. Or sometimes you will see a nest under the tall grasses where birds might have built their nest for laying eggs and taking care of its kids. Or you may be seeing a mound. This all of you know. Ant hills are known everywhere. We have seen ant hills everywhere. So there may be an ant hill also. What is for ant hill? In ant hills, ants will live. So this is another thing which you will be able to see if you carefully notice. We'll go to the next page. This is the last paragraph. Oh, meadows have surprises and many things to tell. You may discover these yourself if you look and listen well. So one meaning is there here, discover. Discover means find unexpectedly. So if you walk through a meadows with you look thoroughly, you listen carefully, you will be able to discover many things. So here the poet has written only about 4 things. That is maybe an insect, that is butterfly, maybe an animal, rabbit, maybe a plant like a dandelion, or you will be seeing some houses of rabbits, animals, insects, ants, birds, like that. But you may discover many more things. Each place will have different things. You will be able to discover many things if only we are able to keenly look and have a sharp ears. That's all is the poem. Let's see what is there in the next page. So now what you can do, go back to the place where the poem starts, meadows have surprises, that is the first paragraph. From there to the end of the poem, that is the 6th paragraph, listen well. See the video a few times. While doing so, read along with me, which is called a choral reading. If you want, you can do echo reading also. After I read every sentence, you can pause the video and read the same sentence, then play the next sentence and repeat the same. These are all I'm just repeating in every chapter so that you will understand the meaning. What I did was basically whatever you can follow this. You can also put your finger as I read and you can follow once or twice. Then you can read along with me. Then every sentence I read, pause the video, you understand and read, and then play the video. Like this you can do different types of reading. Also keep taking notes, which I am going on telling every time. Then go through the notes and practice and memorize so that you need not see the videos again and again. So maybe once or twice you can see the video. Third time or fourth time you can start noting down the points in whatever manner you understand, so that after that you need not see the video again and again. You have to only remember and recollect and read the poem. After you finish doing the above few times, then go to part 2. Don't go to part 2 without thoroughly understanding word by word the poem. where we will discuss the poem further by dividing it into parts, which will help us further remember easily. So in this video, we discussed learning objectives for this chapter and read and understood the poem. Hope all of you have thoroughly understood this poem. It's a very, very simple poem in simple language. We will discuss the poem further by dividing it into parts. So there are 5 questions. As usual, as I normally say for the first video of any chapter, you can first note down the questions. If you are able to answer these questions, yes, you can start answering. If you don't remember certain parts, no problem. Close these questions, go back to the video or check your notes. Now all of you have textbook also. You can go through that, understand thoroughly, memorize thoroughly, then close everything. Close your book, close the notes, close the video, and then sit in a calm place, start attempting all the questions, finish all the questions. It may take maximum 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then check whether your answers are correct. In between, don't open anything. In between, don't take any break. That's all for this video. Now you can pause the video and note down the questions, and then we will go to the next part. Thank you.